All right, hello. Welcome to Afternoon Drive here on Joppa Radio. My name is Drew Moholland. Happy Thursday, almost to the weekend. And thank you for joining us. And
I'm going to turn the headphones down.
Headphones down. Oh, it's loud.
Sorry. Feedback.
Oh, do you hear that? You know that voice, folks? Do you hear that in the background? That voice is Tyler. He has returned. The whole band is back together. Yeah. Tyler Neufeld, Lexi Foley's producing as Tyler jumps on for a second. David Kramer's behind the glass as well. But Tyler, back from Germany. We're going to start with you today. Mm-hmm. Happy Thursday, but good to see you. We missed you.
Good to see you too.
How you been? How was it?
It was great.
Yeah.
I did a lot of things.
You were singing just a few minutes ago.
Yeah,
outside. You seem happy.
I take singing lessons now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
In Germany?
No. It was before.
You didn't take singing lessons in Germany? Okay.
No, I didn't do much singing there.
Okay.
A lot of dancing, though.
A lot of dancing?
These are...
tell me about this.
How are you listening? This is so loud. Listen to that.
Will you not touch the headphones, please? Put the headphones down.
How are you not deaf?
Come on.
Okay. What was the question again?
Dancing, Mr. Distracted.
Yeah, I danced a lot.
I turn it down, actually, right?
Yeah,
I was turning the monitor down.
Think about your hearing.
Thanks, Mom.
I have tinnitus, all right? I'm 22. You don't want it. It's awful.
Tyler, Germany.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was great. I went with a friend. I bought my ticket, as you know, a week before I left. It was $380 round trip. Uh-huh. Great. Pasta was like 10 or 9 to about like 13 euros a night. So it's pretty cheap. It's like 1.25 times whatever that is.
You said pasta?
Hostel.
Oh, the hostel.
But yeah, the pasta.
Like,
pasta was cheap too.
I was like, we're going to start with the pasta?
I'll start about the... Oh, I had some... Is it Tajikistan? It's one of the... it's T-A-J-I... I can pronounce it in German. It's like Tajikistan.
Okay, sure. Keep going.
Auf Deutsch. I had some food from there, and it was great.
Oh, okay.
I never had it before.
All right. That's good. So, and the dancing, where was the dancing? Did you go to a bar like I told you?
Well, I went to a bar, but I went to ein Club.
Un club?
Yeah. It was cool. It was a good time. A lot of, it was techno, which...
Good.
Yeah, I'm not like a big techno fan in general, but it was a lot of fun.
That's kind of how I picture the German clubs. A lot of,
Yeah. Yeah.
I was hoping you'd do that.
It was that. It was a lot of that. I only went one night. I was at bars the other night. They have, you know the game where there's a ping pong table and everyone has, ping pong paddle, and you go around and you'll serve it and you go.
Oh, get out of the way.
You have to get to the other side.
Yeah.
So that was a big popular game at a bunch of the bars.
Really? Mm-hmm. It's different.
Yeah, it's also really nice because
no beer pong, huh?
No, this is way better. Because everyone can hop in.
They love their ping pong and
they do love their
Germany. Interesting. You haven't been outside in a while because your hair's perfect. Mine's a little wild because I just walked in. It is windy as can be out there. Looking at myself in the TV feedback. Hello, everybody. Don't be scared. It's just windy.
Yeah.
Crazy windy.
Windish.
I was like 2 hands on the wheel driving in. I was like, Choo.
Yesterday, I had the day off because I thought I was going to be back yesterday.
Yeah.
But I got back Tuesday. And I was driving on the highway to go do some errands, and I was going like, 70.
Yeah.
And I'm in this tiny car, and the wind's just blowing me left and right.
It's crazy.
Crazy wind.
Rain, too. How was the flight? Safe? No wind on the flight? Nice and smooth?
Yeah, it was good. Going both times, so I did 4 flights in total because there's no direct flight from Boston to Berlin. There's a direct flight from Boston to Frankfurt, though, for everyone watching.
Yes.
If you want to go there.
Travel plans.
But every flight was, they only had maybe half the seats booked.
Wow.
So each time I had, space next to me.
Spread out a little bit.
It was great.
I picture you being a big spread out guy.
Yeah.
You're taking up all the room. Everybody's staying 3 rows away.
I stretch out, but the last flight was kind of annoying because there's 2 things. There's a kid in front of me who's 2.
Kids.
Who is
the worst. No, just kidding.
They're great, but they're not great in public transit because they don't want to be there. No one wants to be there, but they're vocal about it.
I'm just kidding. We love the kids here on Joppa Afternoon Drive, just so everybody knows.
But also kids are very loud either when they're happy or when they're upset. And so there was times when...
You yelled at a kid, didn't you?
I did not yell at a kid.
You yelled at a kid?
No, I did not yell at a kid. I was good. I was just annoyed. I was like, oh, please be quiet.
Who allows kids on planes anyway?
Oh, they got to get somewhere. You can't leave them.
Good. They got to get somewhere. That's a good answer.
But yeah, so the kid was okay. It was more the guy behind me that was the issue. So it was this very, large, burly man. He was probably like 6'6", very like muscular.
Yep.
And you know how you can recline the seat?
Yeah.
And you're allowed to. So like I reclined the seat, and then I felt someone like punch it forward. And so I did it again, and he kept.
Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah. So the whole flight, I was just messing with him, trying to see how far I could go back.
I always do that kind of.
You punch?
No.
Oh.
When I'm reclining, I always I'm kind of the same way. You know you can do it, but you feel kind of strange like moving into somebody's face.
Yeah.
So I always kind of like do it slowly.
Exactly. Well, I didn't because going in, I was sleeping on the screen, and some guy sat down and like knocked my head back. So I was trying to be polite, and then he punched the back of the seat.
You didn't challenge him to a fight, the 6'6".
No, I like the passive aggression kind of thing, where
just keep going back.
keep going. I'm also like very wispy. Look at this, and he'd beat me in a fight. So you gotta play the.
I feel like you would have like a sneak attack.
Well, that was my sneak attack.
You might outthink him. You might outthink this man.
Maybe. Who knows? But it was good. I went to a spa. I think I said that.
Yeah.
Maybe
What are the
not.
spas like in Germany? Where is this? Is this all in one
It was
city?
all. Yeah, it was in Berlin. I also went to Potsdam, which is like 40 minutes outside, but you can take
Okay.
the S-Bahn there, so you don't actually have to. You're still connected to the city. It's a different city. Went to a palace, Sanssouci Palace.
Wow.
Which translates to "without worry,"
Without worry.
which is very noticeable because there's a lot of. It's nice. It's very nice.
Make conversations with any Germans?
Yeah, a lot of Germans.
Yeah. But I find the accent to be a little bit harsh sometimes.
Oh, it's really funny when they speak English. I love it.
Yeah. Who tried that?
Oh, they all speak English.
Yeah.
There's more English spoken in Berlin, I think, than German.
That's interesting. Fun fact of the day.
Mm-hmm. Well, because it's a very international city.
Yeah.
And when people, like, I talk to people from Hungary, from Crete, from London, from Hong Kong.
Yep.
And other places, and like Norway, Sweden, so on and so forth. But
Yeah.
the one language everyone has in common isn't German, it's English.
Yeah.
So everyone's speaking English.
Interesting. So you must hear some funny translations with that, huh?
Yeah, well, everyone's like really good at it. But the fun thing was people trying to guess where I was from.
Yeah.
Which...
You don't have that Boston accent.
No one. I mean, they got that I was American, but
Yeah.
they wouldn't get where I was from, which was nice.
Yeah, that's good. I actually don't get that either. Every time I go away, I never... People are like, no, you're not from Boston. And I'm like, not everybody says Harvard Yard. But I don't know. Well, that's cool. It's good to have you back here. The food was good.
Yeah,
Tried some new things.
I did. I tried besides the Tajikistan kind of food. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to call you out on it.
I know I had something different too.
You didn't get married or anything, right?
No, I didn't elope.
No. Okay.
Well, I guess if you elope, you run off. So.
Did the runoff part?
I did. I came back. All right, I guess right enough.
That's good. Never know what happens at those techno bars.
It was good. It was a good time.
Are they all like that? Do they have like the pub with like the acoustic guy, guitar guy in the corner, or not really? Is that not a thing?
Yeah, they have like.
Yeah, more low key.
Yeah, pubs are. We didn't go to any pubs, but they have them. Bars are like. There's more bars and then the clubs. And like I said, I went to one club and I went to a few bars.
You said they start early too. Did the clubs start earlier?
No, clubs start
or later. Did you say they start later?
Bars start like normal time.
Yeah.
Like everyone goes to the bar and then like you go to the club afterwards.
Gotcha.
Which is insane. Like they stay out late.
Yeah.
Really late.
Even on the work night, huh?
Yeah, well, Sunday's a really big day actually for clubs.
Really?
So I've stayed next to, I don't know, do you know what Berghain is?
No.
Berghein's like a very well-known club in Berlin.
Oh, okay.
And it's very exclusive. And obviously, we didn't get in. But we live right next to it.
I was like, who are you, Tyler?
No. We tried going there on Sunday, but they're like, we don't let people in past 3 a.m., which is early.
Okay.
And
wow.
Where was I going with this? Oh, different tangent, but people of all ages go out to the clubs. So you have people that like as soon as they can start, drinking, going to clubs like 18.
Yep.
And you have it all the way up to like people in their 50s.
Wow.
And it's not weird.
All the way to 50. How old did some people just feel?
Well, if you like here, like in the U.S., if you're like in your late 20s or early 30s, does it feel weird if you try to go to a club? Like people look at you kind of strange.
No. Yes.
No. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, and it's terrible because you just want to go out and have fun. But here,
I'm too old for the club. Damn it.
Not in Europe. Go to Europe.
I have to go to Europe.
You just go. It's a great time.
Tyler's depressed me.
No, I've truly felt, because
I know what you mean. The club's the young people.
There, but it's a big thing too. Is it's people really go out to have fun.
Yep.
Whereas here, you go out, and a lot of it is go out and be seen and see.
Yes.
Which is upsetting, because I just want to go have fun, and I think everyone should go.
Did you get to your? We were joking about you while you were gone because you wanted to go to the magazine place there.
Oh yeah.
There was the one thing that you wanted to do was go to this magazine.
Yeah,
place.
the one thing I wanted to do. Well,
you didn't get there.
Well, they were. It's not a store; it's a headquarters, so they don't let you in.
Oh.
I didn't go over to it, but I looked it up, and I realized very quickly when I looked at the front.
You looked it up when you got there?
Yeah, it was it's an office building. You can't go in.
That's fantastic. I've flown all the way to Berlin, Germany. Now let me look up at this one thing I really want to do.
It's okay. I did a lot of other stuff. I saw the refugees, where they live on Tempelhof, which is the old airport.
Oh.
It's expansive. They have a whole camp on the old airfield.
How's the airport? Security similar to here and all that stuff? Any issues?
No, it was.
Check the American.
It was good. It was fine.
Yeah.
It's quick. Also, I had the fastest TSA, when I was leaving, which was the 12th, which was 2 days after they stopped getting their paychecks. It took me less than 3 minutes to get through TSA.
Wow.
Which is really quick. I don't know if that's
good.
standard.
That was at Logan, though.
At Logan.
Okay, yeah. I hear they're some of the best in the country right now. I don't know why so many of these airports are having terrible times. Atlanta, 4-hour delays.
Yeah. So did you see the video online of?
Yeah.
The guy just walking, turns a corner, keeps going. Oh God,
it's bad. New York was bad for a little while.
New York's always bad, though.
Yeah, that's true. But Boston is, I guess, doing all right. I don't know why. I don't know if maybe just a group of employees who are deciding to not call in sick and all that stuff and just keep.
Props to them.
I get, yeah. Jeez, it's
appreciate
tough.
it.
I can't imagine doing that weeks on end.
We're day 34 right now.
Crazy.
I'm calling it right now. I'm going to say 53 days.
53.
That's my guess.
You're setting it over under.
That
will take us to February is a short month, so it'll take us to it'll be late mid February.
It's 13 days from now, so soon-ish.
Oh yeah,
that's my guess.
23 days from now. What day did you say?
Did I do the math? I did the math totally wrong. Yeah,
it's 19 days. 19 days from now. I was told there'd be no math involved.
Sorry. I don't know. I just have that's the number. I don't know. I'm feeling it.
Yeah. That's good. What else do we need to know about your trip?
That's
to
not
Germany?
good.
Moving on. What else do we need to know about your trip to Germany?
I did so much. I'm trying to recap everything. Oh, I went to some cool museums. We also got kicked out. Not bad. Just we lost track of time because my phone was messed up and it kept. For 2 days, for a day, it kind of just kept repeating hours. So we got there at 4 o'clock, and 4 o'clock came and went, and then instead of going to 5, went back to 4.
Oh.
And so we were walking around you need to leave. You gotta get out of here. I thought we have an hour. So that was good. We did. I went clothes shopping. I got some new.
Nice. This is part of.
No, this is actually so. I stayed in.
I told him he looked like Tony Soprano when he walked in with this.
Yeah. So I stayed in the part of town. It's in the east.
Yep.
There's a lot in the. It's called Friedrichshain. Friedrichshain. And there's a pretty famous bridge called the Oberbaumbrücke, and it's right down the street.
Yep.
And the stop I'd get off is Warschauer Straße.
Oh.
And
look at you, impressive words.
Yeah, look at that. I took German for 7 years, so hopefully I can speak a bit.
Did you mention that before?
Off air?
Yeah,
I have a minor in it.
I think that's new information to me that you took 7 years of German.
I don't speak enough of it.
Give me a little. Give me some. Lexi, what do you want to ask him? Let's ask him
Nothing
questions.
complex.
Let's do February is right around the corner.
Too complex.
Okay. It's rainy and windy out. It's ugly.
Oh, I forget raining. I told you it's bad.
7 years.
Seven
not
and a half
wasted.
years.
Not wasted, Mom and Dad.
It's not. I can ask for directions. I can ask for the time, and I can order food.
Okay, give me some. Ask me for. Ask me where to go or something. Give me. Just. It doesn't matter. I just need to hear the accent.
Die Schule. Where's the school?
Where's the school? Okay. Did you take German too?
I did.
Wow. Is that a thing? A lot more people taking German?
No, it's a.
I was never.
They have a better trip though than the Spanish kids. We had
English and French. That was it. There's no German option.
We used to have French, and they cut it. I was going to take French.
Yeah.
They cut it when I was in. I'll describe the whole thing right now. I think this is a good time. So when I was a kid, in first grade, I took Spanish. Second grade, took Spanish, and then they cut it for third and fourth graders, and they were going to have it for the middle school.
Yeah.
Got to middle school, you took Spanish, fifth grade, and then after that, you had a choice to either do Spanish again, German, or French. I was going to take French, and then they cut language in the middle school, and then I got to the high school, and when I was in eighth grade, they're like, okay, get ready to pick your language for the next year. They had French, German, Spanish. They cut French, and well, I can't roll my R's, so I'm going to do German.
Wow, I didn't realize that. Interesting. So I wish I did a better job of that. Like I did Spanish, I had to pick one.
Yeah.
And I just at the time I think you start making that decision like middle school because they started giving that in middle school. There was never an elementary school option, so middle school you start picking this stuff, and then since you already kind of have a little Spanish, you want to kind of just keep doing it in high school. You just don't care. But I wish I cared more, and I just I kind of just did what it took to get by as far as test wise. But I wish I really dedicated myself to learning it.
Yeah,
it'd be cool to know.
Well, that's what everyone says, but it's also
it's easier when you're younger too.
It is, but there needs to be a change in the curriculum because all these kids from different countries abroad, like a lot of people speak English.
Yeah.
We should try to just copy their model and just apply it for Spanish.
Yeah.
Like we need more immersion. I think they teach other classes in English. So once they get to a certain level, after they've done so many years, they start teaching subsequent things in English.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to know it or else you're going to fail that class.
Once you stop, you're in trouble too. Like
yes. Use it or lose it.
Use it or lose it. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Again, David. Oh, I should mention our guest today too, because she'll be coming in a moment. It's not just Tyler, although we could talk about his trip all day. We are going to be joined, actually, first time guest for me today, Karen Grutchfield. She's the head girls varsity coach at Newburyport.
What sport?
Head girls basketball.
Okay, you didn't say.
Head girls varsity basketball.
There we
go. Basketball coach, thank you. Kyle Hodgson was telling me that she is great. Kyle Hodgson is the AD, and he said it was a big hire. She played college ball at Holy Cross, won a state championship at Wakefield already in her career, so quite the little resume. I'll meet her today. She's going to come in. They got practice and all that stuff today, so she was going to be a little bit late. So I figured this would work out perfectly. We talk with Tyler for a few and then bring her in when she gets here, as long as she gets through the driving rain.
She'll make it.
She will.
Where's Wood?
I think she was at the high school, so it can't be too far. Do you know her, Lexi? You're in the school. No, she doesn't. She might not teach. She might just be the basketball coach. I'm not sure. We're going to learn about her.
We'll find out. That's for later.
I wonder if she's ever been to Germany.
Vielleicht.
Lexi, what happened here? Anything good? I don't think so.
No.
What did you miss? You missed too much. Place kept running without you.
David and Sarah cleaned everything up and they organized everything.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't clean, but
it was good.
It's cleaner and more organized than ever.
Yep. Both of you guys weren't here the other day. We had James Sullivan on from the Port Film Festival, documentary Port Film Festival.
Oh, cool.
He's always a good guy. He is funny. He's like one of those mover guys. He's always done different jobs. So he works for the Boston Globe, writes books, film festival. He worked for Rolling Stone for a while.
Oh, wow. He's all over the place.
Yeah, crazy. He's a good guy, though. I enjoyed that. And he had to jump in at the last minute, too, because a coworker of his couldn't do it at the last second. So very interesting. And I mentioned also on the show the other day that Tony Fernari was going to be our guest today. The DPW guy. We're going to talk about the weather and the first storm and flooding and all that stuff. He had a bit of a family emergency come up, and we'll try to get Tony on next week. But Tony, wish you and all your family all the best. Sorry we couldn't make it work this week, but we'll try to do it next week. And but yes, good job on the priorities there.
Yeah, family first. Family first.
There you go. Your family happy to see you back?
Yeah. Speaking of family emergencies, my a lot of people in my family.
Smooth segue.
A lot of people in my family are sick right now, which is not good.
You're not sick?
It was a bit.
What did you knock on?
This is wood. And this is
that
stool.
The chair? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like your thigh. I was like, what do you have? You have wood in
it's
your...
my bone. I'm wispy.
Wispy. This is why I don't fight the man on the plane.
Exactly.
Oh, you saw Die Hard on the plane for the first time.
I saw Die Hard.
How have you never seen Die Hard? This is.
I never. Well, I have a
Lexi,
lot of...
you've seen Die Hard, right? Oh my God! Here we go
let's put it this way. Came out in 19...
Lexi has not seen it anyway. It doesn't matter if it came out in 88.
Yes, it does.
I was one. Everybody's seen Die Hard.
Well, now I have.
No, Lexi hasn't.
Go watch Die Hard later. It's a great film. Great Christmas film.
And now you can go see Die Hard 2.
I've seen Live Free or Die Hard.
Oh, yeah. You saw the new one? Come on.
No, that was 2007. That's not even the newest one.
There's another. Oh, yeah, there's another one. Not with Bruce Willis.
Also, fun fact, I used to think, I thought, my bad, that.
I like that it's made you stand, by the way. This is good.
Yeah.
Very into the Die Hard conversation.
I'm more comfortable now. I'm into it. When I was a kid, I used to think, you know how New Hampshire's license plate motto is live free or die, or their motto is. I used to, for a long time, I thought it was live free or die hard.
Nice. That is good. That is very
Which
good.
I think is better.
I think it's kind of better, too. New Hampshire was first.
Yeah, but
great movie. And then, of course, we talked about this off the air. The epic question: is it a Christmas movie? I think I say yes. You say yes too.
Yeah.
So many people vehemently say no.
I get why they say no, but also Home Alone's a Christmas movie.
There you go.
I mean, it's more Christmassy. I'll give them that, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of violence in that movie
I can't
too.
believe you just saw it. I can't believe, Lexi, you haven't seen it. You're a youngin'.
Oh, camera. I'll give you another movie I just saw in its entirety. So classic, Back to the Future. I've seen, like the famous.
I understand that one more. That's
Really?
well. That's before me, too.
That's not much early. I think that's more prevalent.
What year's Back to the Future? That's a few years before Die Hard.
80 something, 85. Because they go back 30
sure?
years.
I don't even have to look it up.
Yeah, don't, because he goes back to 1955.
Oh yeah, right.
30 years back,
Got it.
I think.
Okay.
He goes back it's 1985. But
Yeah.
my point is, I'd seen, like the whole scene where he goes back in time and like the whole dance scene in the end, but I'd never seen the beginning and like the whole middle.
Die Hard's like on TV though, like every Tuesday and Thursday.
I don't
to
watch
this
TV,
day.
though.
It's like you'd have to go out of your way to miss it. I don't know. I'm confused.
If you don't watch TV, you're not going to see it.
You never watch TV? Never?
I watch like I have like Netflix and I have Hulu and I have Amazon
See,
Prime.
that might be the difference these days. They're picking. All the
Yeah.
kids are picking exactly what
Well,
they
why
want.
am I gonna? I used to when I was a kid. I used to just like have to sift through things, and you would see some interesting things that way, but you'd also see a lot of boring things.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe the kids are going to miss out on that these days.
They are,
Maybe
but
they're going to miss out on the just passing by the show.
the shows that are like they're okay. I was just talking to David about this, but I think with like movies and TVs are a bit different. You have a lot of people like in the younger sort of age group that will watch older movies to a earlier date than they'll watch earlier TV shows.
Yep.
Like you won't have people watch. I mean, this is too early, but like I Love Lucy or something, or like a program from like the Dick Clark Show.
Yep.
But you'll have people watch, say, what is it called? Lawrence of Arabia, which came out in 1962.
Yeah.
Which is a great film. I love that film.
Yes.
But there's just, I don't know, the TV shows don't seem to hold up as well. But the earliest one I think that people, that I can name off the top of my head, is probably an earlier one, that people still watch, a lot of young people, and are getting into it, is like Seinfeld.
Oh yeah, Seinfeld. Yeah. Although, and that's interesting to me too, because I that's my favorite show.
It's a great show.
But it's like the thing with Seinfeld is if there's you can't like connect to today, because I mean you still can. That's kind of what the brilliance of the show is. But so many of those things could be fixed with a cell phone. And they don't have cell phones and stuff.
But you have a lot of shows that are coming out now for like Stranger Things, for example, which a lot of little problems in that characters not being able to communicate could be fixed with a cell phone.
Yeah, no, it's good, but I'm surprised how big Seinfeld still is. I mean, you can watch Seinfeld anytime you want. Just flick it on TV, and there's besides if you're not using Netflix. But I mean,
there are
it's always
reruns.
on.
Yeah, it's a great show though.
That show's making all sorts of money.
You
TV shows don't really make money unless they go into syndication.
I'd believe it.
Did you know that?
I didn't know it, but now I do.
It's a fun fact. They really don't make money.
Do they?
Go into,
That's break even, or do they lose money?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them lose money.
Yeah. Say if it's a decently popular one. Yeah. Say like Survivor is pretty popular.
So that's a good segue actually, because that's why the reality shows are so popular now, because they're cheap to make. Yeah, you don't have to pay actors and actresses. Some prize, $1 million prize, please, absolutely, rather than paying 5 stars their money. So that's why they did. That's why you do. I mean, it's gotten a little better, but I guess there are still reality TV shows coming out every day, right?
There's a bunch, yeah.
So yeah, it's tough. I mean,
I can't name them all, but
they try them, they fail. Who cares? We didn't lose anything. But that's that. Have you hear this rain?
Yeah.
Good thing you weren't flying in today, man.
No, I know, right?
It's ugly out there. Drive safe, folks, if you're driving. If you're watching on TV from the comfort of your own home or on YouTube, hello, and good thing you're home. Don't go outside. Well, it's actually warm.
It is. It's nice.
It's warmer.
It's
I was
like
a
in
little
the 40s,
surprised.
50s.
Weird weather pattern right now.
I know.
Very
right?
interesting. So we're waiting on the Newburyport head basketball coach. Her name is Karen Grutchfield. Should be here any second. We'll go try to hunt her down. Let's take our first break. We'll catch up back with Tyler and Lexi here before the day's out. But we'll take our first break. We'll wait on Karen. See you in a second. My name is Drew Moholland. This is Afternoon Drive on Joppa Radio. Keep it here. Much more just ahead. All right, welcome back to Afternoon Drive here on Joppa Radio. My name is Drew Moholland. Don't forget you can follow the show at Joppa Afternoons on Twitter. That is at Joppa, Joppa Afternoons on Twitter. Karen Grutchfield is joining us. She is a first-time guest here for us. First time I'm getting to meet her. She is the girls varsity basketball coach over at Newburyport. Hello, Karen. How are you?
Hey, Drew. How are you?
Good. It's beautiful out there, isn't it?
I know, right?
It's unbelievably windy. Did you find the place okay?
I did,
It's
yeah.
going to be a little tricky on some people.
I know,
We
but
had
it's
some
cool.
poor group of girls from Pentucket one day who showed up about 50 minutes late, and they said, we've been driving around for... But good. So how are you? You have quite the resume. Coach Kyle Hodson, when I talked to him about you a little ways back, was telling me he was very excited about the hire.
Yeah.
You've already won a state championship at Wakefield.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
must have been pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. It feels like it's a million years ago, but...
What year was
yeah.
it?
So 1997, yeah.
Okay.
And it's funny, though. I feel like the kids are the same. You know, I've been out of it for about 10 years because I have my own kids, and
Yep.
I kind of wanted to stay. And
10 years. Wow. That's
yeah,
a long break
it's
in that
been
industry.
a while. Yeah, yes. But it feels very familiar and comfortable, and kids are kids.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I love
Nothing's
this group.
changed.
Yeah, it's funny. I think that they're a captive audience. They choose to be with you, and they choose to work at it, and
Yep.
it's this. It feels very comfortable.
Good.
Yeah.
No, what has changed? You have to give that Twitter speech and Facebook and all that stuff.
Yeah, that is definitely new.
Don't post anything that you wouldn't say
It's
in real
so
life.
funny, yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, earlier you call the papers and you make sure they have the scores, but now it seems that it's all the social media stuff is what matters.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what people look for.
Although there still are, I know for a fact that there's some of those people in those small, especially the local papers. They're still
Yeah.
on the phones
I know.
calling coaches at
Yep.
night. You know,
Yep.
that's tough work too. So, good job to all those small newspaper people that nobody seems to appreciate these days.
That's right.
We'll talk a little bit about your team here in just a little bit. But how about a little more on your background? You played ball at Holy Cross.
Yeah, I played at Holy Cross, and
That's some pretty serious basketball
yeah,
there.
pretty serious basketball. Right. We had good program, good teams. It was sort of at the beginning of women's basketball kind of gaining strength and getting a lot of attention and scholarships, and so
Yep.
I feel pretty fortunate to have had that experience.
Yeah.
And got into coaching pretty quickly after I graduated at the sub-varsity level, and Wakefield was a wonderful experience. 11 years there, a couple years in Stoneham, 1 year at North Reading, and then I had babies and I stayed home,
Yeah.
and so now I'm back at it.
Wow, very
Yeah.
cool. What's the I knew a couple of college players, but at Providence when I was in college,
Yeah.
and it's I remember thinking, I was like, we're friends, but they are living a completely different
Yeah,
life.
absolutely,
They're traveling
yeah.
all over the place.
It's crazy. It's
you
not for
know?
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's full year. I mean, from the time you're on campus, you're doing preseason workouts. You're expected to do weight training, and
Yeah, it's like a
and,
full-time
it's
job to go
full-time,
along
yeah,
with schoolwork, right?
Yeah, but it's a great
Yeah.
experience. It was wonderful.
And of course you just mentioned that the women's game really has grown in the
Yeah,
last. I
yeah.
don't know. Is UConn part of that with the?
Yeah, I remember playing UConn, and Gino Oriema was the coach, but it was at the very beginning,
Yeah.
and it took him a while before he was, the powerhouse.
Yeah.
But it was exciting to watch, and it's still exciting.
Would
But
you ever have guessed that playing them back
no,
then that this
never
would
in a
happen?
million years. No, he was
Yeah.
this kind of wild and crazy guy, and we were playing in a field house at UConn, and yeah, I would never have predicted it. So
Yeah.
good for him. But I'm more
He
excited.
was wild and crazy.
He was great.
Because he's
yeah.
kind of, he's vocal, but he's
Yeah.
he's pretty measured.
Yeah, well,
now.
I think he's also in his 60s, so I think when I remember him, he was young and
Yeah.
full of fire, and
Yeah.
it's a pretty good memory. But I feel like now teams are finally getting more competitive.
Yeah.
There's a handful that can compete with UConn,
Yeah.
but for the longest time, nobody could compete with them.
That is probably good for the game.
Yeah,
A little bit more parity. Although I'm fine with the Patriots continuing to go to the Super Bowl.
It's like these young kids are so spoiled with the Patriots, aren't they?
Man. They were talking about this the other day. I have a cousin who's in high school.
Yeah.
And
that's all they know.
It's Lexi.
Yeah,
It's Lexi's
right?
age too. It's crazy. They literally know nothing.
Spoiled.
Yeah. And his brother, my other cousin, was there, and he's going, at least I had to see the Aaron Boone. Like I paid my dues a little bit.
Right.
But yeah,
That's
even my age, 30, it's spoiled as can be.
Yeah.
32. So that's interesting. So you got to play against Gina. That must have been one of the cool things about playing college ball is getting to meet. Like I remember talking to those same Providence guys, and then some of them didn't even play, but they were like, I get to shake hands with like the best coaches in the business at the end. It's a very cool.
It's a
experience.
great experience. Yeah, and just the seriousness of the program for women was really exciting. The men had always had pretty solid programs, but I was coming at the beginning of it, and it was exciting to be part of that. You know, just taking women's basketball seriously and giving them lots of resources, and so it's good memory.
You want to know what our funny did? And this was not a cocky story at all, but one of my favorite college stories is we were, like my first week at school, we had a bunch of guys that I kind of knew them just from talking before we got to school anyway, but we all had some basketball experience, and we all played a lot of basketball, and we were all pretty good, just not obviously not even close to a college level player, but I guess the girls team, this was at Bryant, the girls team at Bryant was always looking for like exactly us, like just some guys that were could play and that were big and strong. That could shot. So they came over and they said, "Do you mind if we scrimmage you guys?" And we're like, "Oh, absolutely, that'll be great." And so we go out there, and I think honestly we expected to lose. I don't think we expected to get just our butts kicked. Like these girls just ran us off the floor, and we were all like, "Wow, that just kind of tells you." That kind of tells you the level, you know.
I know, it's amazing.
Yeah,
they've gotten so much better.
It is. I mean, it was crazy, and and Brian at the time wasn't even D1, so I think their program is etched up, but it's good for the game.
Now I think you can get work study as a male good athlete to scrimmage
day
in and day out with women's programs.
That is news to me. That's cool.
That's what they need. Yeah. So that's funny.
Wow, that is interesting. Did you ever do that at Holy Cross?
We did not. We had a male coach, and I think he was terrified we would get hurt. That somebody would step on an ankle. So we did not do that. But I think they did that pretty quickly after I left.
It's probably pretty common across the country.
Yeah, I think it is.
You can never not. It's always great to find a good scrimmage.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's true.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Newburyport team this year. Again, Karen Grutchfield, she's the head varsity basketball coach over at Newburyport for the girls. And how's the season here so far?
So we're doing okay. I think we're 7-5, and we're just trying every game to get better individually and collectively.
It's about halfway through, right?
Halfway through, and we got smoked by Masco and Pentucket, but
Masco.
They're good.
And Pentucket's always good.
They're always good. They're always good. But I feel confident that we're going to give them a better game second time around at home. So
try to peak at the right time.
Yeah. But I can't ask for more hardworking kids, and I really love the personalities of this particular group. I feel very grateful and fortunate to be with them because they're a blast to work with.
How about name drop a little bit? Who are the
So the senior
veterans?
captains are just fabulous. It's Anna Hickman, who's our leading scorer. She's a point guard, and she is just so committed to, she really wants us to be a good experience, and so we're really working to try to make it as good as we can. Katie Haddon has been fabulous. She's a forward/guard, just a great leader, great athlete. She's probably our second leading scorer. And Megan Wynn is another two-guard, and she's just such a good leader, just on the floor talking, trying to motivate everybody. And so the three seniors I am so thrilled with.
You're going to put a lot of trust in those senior captains, don't you?
I really do. Probably more than ever. But I think it speaks to their character. They really embrace it. And so they've been a blast. And we've got some young kids. I think we have 3 or 4 juniors and a couple of sophomores. I kept one freshman. It seems
like the program's rolling pretty good too. You got the 3 teams, right? JV and freshman. Kyle, I think, is running the freshman.
Yeah, we were. I have to give credit to one of the freshman parents, Julie Garrity. She kind of pushed. I guess the kids had a great experience last year with the youth program, and they wanted to continue. And she's a mom who really helped make that happen. And I was psyched that Kyle was.
As far as adding a freshman team,
was
there not a freshman?
There was
team?
not a freshman
team.
I think they've struggled with numbers for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So it's
like
great
everybody's
to have
struggling
them.
with numbers everywhere.
It's true. So that was great.
Yeah.
And Newburyport has a great history of the youth programs really strong, and they provide opportunities for kids really young. So it's a nice situation to walk into.
Yeah.
So the kids have a base and a foundation, and they've had a lot of experience already when they come in high school.
Excellent. Well, 7-5. That if the season were to end today, that puts you in the tournament, right? You got to be over 500.
Yeah.
Over 500 or 500.
So we should be. Yeah. It's funny because I've been out of it. I haven't seen some of the teams that we play. We definitely have a strong schedule. I'm hoping we're better than 500.
Yeah.
And
but if you are 500,
I think it's
you
500.
get in.
Right.
You think you just have to be 500.
Exactly.
So, but you're looking to do better than that anyway.
Yeah. Exactly.
You've put yourself in position at 7-5.
Yep.
Do you get to a good friend of the show here? We've had on several times. One of a good friend of mine, Dave Clay.
Yeah. Oh my God, they don't come any better than Dave Clay,
you really
right?
don't. Just try finding somebody to say a bad word about Coach Dave Clay. But how's that working relationship? Is there one? I'm sure you guys have to, right?
He's just so good. Yeah. He's a math mind too, so he's done the schedule, and he's so easy to work with if we have to make changes and switches and
court times and stuff. Yeah, you don't think about that.
Yeah, he's just so great, and he's doing a great job because he's young. And it's hard. He's got a really good team, and so sometimes it's hard. He's got these really good players, and keep the lid on the egos, and make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. I'm impressed.
That is tough, isn't it?
It's tough, yeah. And he's done such a good job, and the kids listen to him, and they're committed, and he's so organized and structured, and he's got a great staff, really nice guys.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy to be working with him and Kyle and. My assistant's Beth Cassenstini. She was a really strong player at Newburyport. She's a young JV coach. And Caitlin Jesse's helping me. She's recent graduate, too. She went to Mount Ida and played. And so that's been really fun, having a good staff.
It's kind of a nice group all around.
Yeah.
What's the how's the officiating been?
My goal is to just try to not, in my younger days I was really too many technicals. I thought you're supposed to ride the refs, but they don't want to hear it.
Early.
Yeah, they don't want to hear it. So I'm really working at just trying to not go there.
I was saying, and you feel free not to elaborate on this, but I think I was joking around with Dave last time he was in one of the last games I had done for him. I do some of the play-by-play I will be doing a couple of years actually as we go.
Yeah,
but. I remember talking to him, and I said, one of the games I watched, it had to be one of the worst officiated games I've ever seen at any level.
Yeah, it's tough.
I couldn't believe it. He remembered the game, and he was like, "Oh man, I can't."
It's tough.
It happens some nights.
It's really tough, but
some of the officials are great.
Some of them are great, but I think. It's wise to stay away from that. And I think they do the best they can, and you have to remember that.
It's a tough sport to officiate.
It's tough. I remember one time in my earlier career when...
Playing
more coaching, but just ready to just pop off at the official. And he came over and he said, I really blew that call. And I thought, wow, that just diffused all my anger.
Yes.
If you admit it, and I'm like, where do I go with that? I mean, that's perfect. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you did blow that call, but thanks for acknowledging,
Right.
instead of just going like crazy at the poor guy. So I think they do the best they can.
They do.
But sometimes you feel that they could do a lot better.
And did you see that New Orleans Saint game? That happens at the biggest levels, right?
I know. My gosh.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What's is there something too? Can you actually rally your team with a technical, you think?
I used to think that in my younger days, but I don't think so. I think they don't know what to make of it. They think you're losing it. I think they want you to be more composed, and I struggle with that too. I get frustrated with them and spout off at them, but
sometimes you need an assistant, don't you? I think every head coach really relies on assistants in that regard.
Yeah, but they're pretty temperamental. They don't want to hear it from the assistants either. So,
but I mean, as far as just maybe saying, all right,
all right, can you watch out for 32, grabbing her jersey,
or even just saying, all right, coach, that's good.
Yeah,
they heard you.
Wrap it up. Yeah.
You're really.
I know.
Well, you haven't been ever thrown out of a game?
I have not. I think I've probably come close. Yeah, I have not.
You're thinking about one official in particular?
Have I been thrown out of it? I don't think I have. No.
That's funny. How about as a player? Were you?
I was tough. I mean, I was so intense.
What position?
I was a point guard.
Point guard, yeah.
And I remember being feisty with the officials and inappropriately, you just shouldn't go there, But I think I came of age when that was a strategy.
Yeah.
More the coaches writing officials, and the officials kind of think things through a little bit more after what you say. But I don't know. They just don't want to hear it from you.
They're quicker with the officials are quicker in 2019 with the technical too
absolutely.
these days.
That's what I've noticed. They put up with less.
I noticed that. I used to be able to. I even see it just watching college basketball. It's the guys have an argument and maybe the call could have went either way, and they don't let those guys even just kind of blow off steam. You know, sometimes you just got to look the other way as an official.
Right. Dave got one on. I was able to get to his game against Pentucket because they played at 1:00 on Monday. Yeah. And I don't know what he it was shocking to me.
Didn't seem like much.
No.
Yeah.
I thought, well, at least you have to swear, right?
Yeah.
But he got one, and I was really shocked, and I've got to talk to him about what happened.
What happened?
Yeah.
Well, at least they're not going to the monitor every 2 minutes. That's driving me crazy at the college level.
Yeah. Well, that was interesting about the Saints game. I guess it was not.
Yeah.
So
penalties.
any interference, right? It's subjective, so they can't. That was interesting.
All penalties can't be reviewed.
Yeah.
It's kind of been a weird thing. I honestly think. I mean, that wouldn't fix that problem, but I'm like ready for instant replay to be done.
I know.
Like human error. I think it was nicer.
I think you're right.
And I'm not sure how many egregious mistakes we've really missed.
I know.
You know?
I know.
That one happened anyway the other day.
So you think it just slows everything down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're watching. I actually think some of especially with basketball, a game that's so dependent on rhythm and flow.
Yeah.
And, you get a crowd into the game, and then suddenly you're going to the monitor for 3 minutes, and completely the air is taken out of some of these great home environments.
That's true. That's true.
I find it to be kind of tough sometimes.
Yeah.
Then they already say the final 2 minutes of a basketball game, it can take as my wife says, an hour.
I know. It's true. It's true.
Well, don't tell her that. I've been pitching that. No, it's not.
It's not that bad.
She maintains that we can watch, whatever for first hour and a half, and then just watch the final 2 minutes.
That's what a lot of people say.
That's not what we're here to do.
Yeah.
But that's too funny. Again, Karen Grutchfield, Newburyport head basketball coach for the girls. What has surprised you about kind of your resurgence back to the coaching game?
What has surprised me?
You said most of the stuff has stayed the same, but there has to be something that, that's a little different. I don't remember that.
I think the caliber of play has gotten stronger.
Players gotten better? Really?
Yeah, I feel like the players have gotten better. There seems, and maybe it's just because we're scrapping every game, but I feel like the league seems like each game is a competitive game. Yeah. And that's been surprising because I remember when I was at Wakefield, there were 2 or 3 at the top and
cupcakes.
Yeah.
A few cupcakes.
And then a bunch of cupcakes. And so I feel like that's a pleasant surprise because I think it's much more interesting and rewarding if you play hard and play well against a decent team. Yeah. It's not. I feel bad for Georgetown. They just don't have enough people, and there's they just don't have enough kids to field teams, and it's.
Or do they actually have a team?
They do,
just
but
no bench.
They just struggle.
How many are they dressing?
That's a good question. I know they had a bunch of injuries, so it's 8 or 9 maybe. Ugh. But it's tough. I mean, that's tough to go through this. I think it's a stronger league, and they're just struggling.
What is the brand of basketball at Newburyport? What are people going to see if they haven't seen one of your first 12 games here?
Yeah.
Is it,
I hope it's high intensity, and we like to push the ball and change things. But
so you and the boys, both programs are kind of run and gun.
Yeah, definitely, and just a heavy emphasis on defense, especially in women's basketball. We can get so many deflections and a lot of transition points, and I just really feel it can be so much more impactful. I mean, the men's game, it's a lot of athleticism, and I, just watching the Celtics or even college game, it's like clear out and just these guys go one-on-one. And I think the women's game, even the college game, it's really fun because they have to play and execute offenses and play within a system more than men do. Yeah. So
has the 3-ball changed? They used to shoot as many threes when you used to play.
Really that's good.
Changed,
that's changed everything. I almost wish we didn't have the 3-point shot.
Line.
Especially it seems so easy for college level kids, and even boys. I feel like it's too close. It should be farther away.
Because even the high school line is where the old college line used to be, right? That's and it also
kids puts scoring titles in perspective. Because
it's a good point. I never thought of that.
All of these. I don't know if you remember Dana Barrows.
Oh, yeah.
All these guys. I mean, they didn't even have the 3-point shot.
BC, right? BC.
Yeah. So it's...
And Celtics, of course.
But. Yeah, but it definitely changes everything, and I suppose it's a good thing, but I don't love it as a coach.
I am old enough to have Dana Barrows be my favorite player at one point in my lifetime.
He was fabulous.
Great 3-point shooter. I loved his game. And a local guy. He's still local. He does a lot of the TV analysis for, he's always bouncing around doing some of that stuff. But yeah, that's interesting. Who was your idol, your player that you looked up to back in the day?
It's probably Larry Bird, even though he wasn't a point guard.
Yeah.
I just loved those Celtics, the '86
Yeah,
Celtics.
that must have been something living through that.
Oh my gosh, Danny Ainge, and it was a blast. That was when we were spoiled. You know, the Celtics were always good, and but I have such great memories of those games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Lakers rivalry. And
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's funny. If one of my guys I play basketball with, who's considerably older than me, but he was telling me the other day. He said, all these championship teams that have come through Boston in recent years, and they've all, so many of them have been great, likable. The Idiots, the Red Sox.
Yeah.
So many likable teams. No, I will never be in love with a team other than the Larry Bird Celtics and all those championships.
It's so true. And I just read. I don't know if you've seen Jackie McMullen wrote a book with a couple of other guys about basketball, a love story.
I didn't read it, but I've heard it's great. Yeah.
She profiles a lot of the pioneers for women, the women's game too, and
she's one herself.
Yeah, so I feel really indebted to a lot of those women that Leibowitz and Blazowski. I forget how you pronounce that, and Cheryl Miller, and she kind of reminded me of all these women that really kind of set the trend for athletic scholarships and a strong women's program. And she did a thing on the Celtics, the old Celtics, and it was a great book if you like basketball.
Cheryl Miller, I always love her story. I've heard her talk about that with growing up with Reggie. And how she would take Reggie to school. I think Cheryl's a little older, right?
Yeah, she's a little older, and they go to the park and they'd challenge people, and they'd be like, "Oh, this is going to be easy."
Yeah, don't bring your sister around. Whoa.
Yeah, kick butt. Yeah, love that.
It's a great story. And Jackie McMullen, she did the same thing. And one of the first women in all those locker rooms. And, she's a great writer too.
She is a great writer.
I should miss her. She doesn't do too much of the beat stuff anymore.
She's more. Is she ESPN now?
Yeah, I think
more
she's.
Yeah,
she's still
writing books.
Does she still have the Globe affiliation? I think maybe she doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
The Globe is so tough now with who's actually on and stuff.
I know.
I don't know if she's.
I hope they survive. Gosh.
I do too. I was actually talking about that with our guest James Sullivan the other day, who does some work for the Globe, and he's a freelancer. But I asked him, what's it like over there? And he said it's different. I mean, you move from the big building there in Dorchester, and now they're in an office building essentially. So the staff is way down, and the push to digital is every newspaper's doing that, and kind of always trying to figure it out and try to change it. But I don't know, it'll be interesting. I think there'll always be a place for newspapers.
I hope so. We need it more than ever.
You do. I mean, I'm in the radio business. Like, you do radio news and TV news. People don't realize, like, all these stories you see on TV, like the real breaking news stories, like they say like 70% of them are actually the really hard, deep look breaking news stories are from the newspapers. Right. It's those. It's you can go to a fire and here's a fire. News. You can go to a kidnapping and put the pictures up and say what happened. But as far as like the stuff that you're really digging into, that's the newspaper work, and there's a place for that always.
Absolutely.
I think. But
I hope you're right.
We it's funny how this show changes subjects sometimes.
I know, right? Get back on task here. Yeah.
Well, final couple minutes here. Again, Karen Grutchfield. She's the head basketball coach at Newburyport for the girls. Next game.
So we play tomorrow at Triton.
Tomorrow at Triton.
Yeah.
Oh, always,
and the boys too.
Always a fun one.
Yeah.
That's and you said at Triton.
At Triton.
Road tests.
Yes.
That is a big road test.
Yes.
It's tough winning on the road in the Cape Ann League.
It is. I mean, we're scrapping every game. We have to work really hard. Ipswich we played last night, and they don't have a great record, but they gave us a really good game. So
don't sleep on anyone.
Yeah, we have to work hard.
Interesting.
But it's good for us.
It is good. This is not the first Triton game, or is it?
This will be the second. We played him in a tournament in the Hamilton Wenham around Christmas.
Okay.
So
you've been indoctrinated into that rivalry. There's a little something extra there on those nights, isn't there?
Absolutely.
With Triton?
Absolutely. I guess that's their rival.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I've asked. It's like hockey. I remember the hockey guys. Right. It's always Triton.
Yeah.
Football.
Could be Amesbury for football and basketball.
Yeah, Thanksgiving, but I don't. Even they kind of move towards Triton a little bit. Some of the other sports are Masco.
Okay.
Masco's good at everything.
Yeah.
So I guess it depends on who you ask. There's a lot of rivalries.
Yeah, there are.
It's kind of what I like about it.
Yeah.
What was the favorite memory from playing college ball? Because we honestly don't get too many college athletes, especially who played at the high level that you did.
Yeah.
What's the memory?
It's just being with a team.
Yeah.
It's just the best.
Would you do it any other way? I mean, it is a drain at times, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely. And we had a really tough coach, Togo Palazzi.
Oh, okay.
He was, pretty famous at Holy Cross, but it's just the camaraderie, and I'm friends for life with these women.
Yeah, you stay in touch?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
that's good.
It's just the relationships that and the memories and being taken seriously as a woman, in the 80s with scholarships and resources and supportive athletic staff. And so it was really a wonderful memory.
Tougher to get a scholarship then as a woman.
Yeah,
right?
they were just starting. They were just, Title IX had been around, but it took about 10 years before they really kind of implemented and made programs. And the men's team was really supportive of us. And, we had to live together during the Christmas break because we couldn't go home because we had games, and we would stay. They used to be a Hojo's. Howard Johnson's at the bottom of the hill, and we would stay with the men's team, and we just had such a blast during that Christmas month, playing games and practicing and socializing. And so just definitely the relationships that you build.
That's good. It makes such a difference, doesn't it, when you're with a good group of people?
Yeah.
I was watching the Wisconsin game the other night, and the guys were talking about how every single player on the Wisconsin team lives in the same house.
Yeah.
It's one house of basketball.
Right.
And they're they could tell you everything about the other guy. And it's that's a team I'm going to watch in the tournament.
I know. They're tough this year, too.
Yeah, they're always kind of the same. They're always methodical but efficient.
Yep.
And,
no, they're very good.
Play good defense and all that stuff. Oh, speaking of college, congratulations to Lexi here. Got into first college the other day. Good job, Lexi.
Good job, Lexi.
What's the first one again?
Lynn State.
Lynn State?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aren't they known for meteorology?
Lynn State?
Yeah. Or am I
it's
thinking
an
of something
arts
else?
school.
It's arts.
Yeah.
Okay. I might be thinking of something else.
Did I say it wrong? What school is it?
Linden State?
Linden
Linden
State.
State. All right. Good for you.
Linden State
Yeah.
for Lexi. There you go. We'll talk more about that at some point there,
Yeah.
Lexi. We'll give you the microphone. You can tell us exactly where you're going. Lexi is one of those who kept all her applications until the final day.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Last minute person. So,
Is it rolling admission? I mean, do they let you know quickly? Yeah. Good.
That is good. So there you go. She'll be going. She'll be going somewhere if she wants.
Nice.
But there you go. So that's a good little college segue. So if you're gonna, so you got tomorrow night. What's the next home game?
So Monday we play St. Mary's of Lynn.
Okay.
And they're a
it's another
strong
tough
program.
one. Yeah.
So that'll be a good challenge.
Is that so? That would be one that you have to schedule.
I had to schedule. Yeah.
Are you trying to find? There's an art to that, right?
Yeah. No, I always scheduled strong teams.
Okay. This is a Newburyport thing.
Yeah.
Because Coach Paul Yameen of the hockey team swears by this. It's cost him a tournament bid before.
Right. That's the thing. I think that it makes you better, but you got to get in the tournament. So that's the key.
Yes.
So how do you balance that? And I just feel strongly about it that I'm not so sure about the other end. I think St. Mary's was looking at us that maybe we're a cupcake or maybe Leominster.
Well, you don't mind them thinking that, right?
Yeah, but we it's good for us. So it's a good challenge.
As long as they don't leave that way. Thinking
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
That's
exactly.
Good. That was I think St. Mary's was the team that Dave had come in.
Yeah.
When they were like the number one seed, but they had like a recruiting issue or something. So they didn't kick them out of the tournament. What they did was say, you have to go play on the road. I think at that point, Dave's team was one of the last seeds in.
Okay.
So they said, and you're going to have to go play on the road. So I think Coach Clay's over there going, well, this doesn't really seem fair to us. We're going thanks for the home game.
Yeah,
but,
really.
and they stuck with him for a while. They battled, but
That's
that was a good St. Mary's team.
Yeah.
Was that last year or 2 years ago? I can't remember.
This is his third year. I bet it was 2 years ago.
Yeah. And he coached at Triton too, so he's seen both sides of that rivalry.
Sure.
I hear he was quite the player at Newburyport, though.
Yeah. He's such a good guy.
He is, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear you guys have a good relationship.
Yeah.
And, so that's exciting. So people that want to come out and see Newburyport girls basketball this year, they're going to see an up-tempo, fast-paced, and a good group of girls that you can easy to root for, right?
Yes, and work hard. They're wonderful.
And final thoughts as far as what do you need to do to get into that tournament?
So we have to take one game at a time. One, as I tell the girls, because we've had trouble with turnovers.
Yes.
One possession at a time.
Yeah.
You just have to protect the ball, and
that kind of drives coaches crazy, doesn't it?
It does drive me crazy. It's so hard. It's so hard watching it. But they're getting better. They're definitely getting better. But we just one game at a time.
How do you deal with the young kid that is? I mean, you got to treat every player differently, right? You start to know them.
It's funny. I was reading a review or a magazine article about Dean Smith.
Yeah.
And he treated everybody exactly the same.
Huh.
And which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that you can do that because some kids can't.
Yeah.
I'm pretty fiery. I'm pretty intense.
Yep.
And I think some people get nervous. They're intimidated. And other people bring it on,
yep.
So I think you have to, and I'm learning that. I'm learning how to deal with different kids in different ways.
Even Dean Smith, I understand what he's saying. But
Yeah.
I bet that kid.
He had to have. But I think the players.
He had a way.
Yeah. The players perceived it. I think that was his point, right?
Yeah.
The players perceived that I'm not going to treat the best guys differently from the guys that are on the bench. I'm going to respect them. But certainly some kids cannot handle negativity, or some kids, you got to light a fire under them. And
people forget these are kids
young.
you're dealing with
They're
too.
young.
I mean,
yeah.
this is,
and I expect a lot of them, and I push them, and Sometimes, most of the time it works. Sometimes I have to kind of pull back,
Yeah.
But they've responded really well, I have to say.
And never any issues with parents, right? They're always
So
100%.
far, so good. So far, so good. But you never know. You have to.
You're still pretty new to the new.
Yeah, pretty new. But I do think the parents.
Yeah.
Being a parent myself, I definitely understand now more than I did before without having kids. That they're just. They can't get out of their own way, and they just want their kid to be happy and okay. And
why aren't you playing more?
Yeah. So you just do the best you can with that. So.
Okay. Well, Karen, it was a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
This was a lot of fun. It's a fast hour here, so we are fastest hour in radio, I say, at least for me. Continued luck tomorrow night and the rest of the season, and maybe we'll do it. Get a couple players in here too at some point, maybe, and we'll learn a little bit more about the girls' team as we go. But
sounds great.
Good luck the rest of the way. All right,
thanks, Drew.
Thank you so much. It's Karen Grutchfield.
Thanks,
She's the head basketball coach over at Newburyport for the girls. Big game versus Triton tomorrow night, and that's going to do it for today's edition of Joppa Afternoon Drive. We'll be back here next Tuesday, same time, same place. Got some good shows already lined up for next week, so you're going to want to tune in for that. Same time, same place, 3 p.m. Tuesday and Thursday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay dry, drive safely if you're coming home right now. The rest of the way, it is a little bit ugly out there, so be careful on the roads and windy, and keep 2 hands on the wheel and all that good stuff. Lexi Foley, good to have you back. You haven't really been gone, but good to have you here. Congratulations on the college acceptance. Tyler Neufeld, good to have you back from Germany. And David Kramer, thank you on the TV side. Goodbye to everybody watching at home and streaming online. My name is Drew Moholland. This has been Afternoon Drive on Joppa Radio.